struggling with multiple social and economic problems, looking like a war zone. California has a long history of wildfires. The earliest one on record was the Santiago Canyon Fire of 1889, which burned around 300,000 acres and was the largest wildfire in the state's history in terms of acreage burned until it was surpassed in 2018. Sometimes something as simple as a lightning strike can start these fires, other times people are to blame. Wildfires have been started by downed power lines, by the careless actions of residents. One of the biggest fires in recent history started when a truck blew out its tire and its wheel scraping along the roadway showered out sparks, which started 3 separate fires. People have increasingly moved to living in more wooded areas in California over the years too, which means that their actions are more likely to cause fires as they live in the woods, and more properties are at risk too when fires occur. Daniel Swain of UCLA explains that a phenomenon known as hydroclimate whiplash, where 2 very wet years were followed by a very dry one, helped to turn the Los Angeles wildfire into a raging inferno. During the wet years, plant life flourished, and then a lack of rain since May dried out the plants, meaning that any spark could start a fire. According to a New York Times article from a few years ago, 100 years of successfully fighting small fires in California means that when fires start today, they're burning through places that have a lot more plants to burn than would have been the case if there had been more small fires in the past. The Forest Service is, of course, aware of this and have been trying to fix the problem with controlled burns and vegetation thinning for quite some time. But environmental reviews, which are required from both the state and federal governments, can delay this work for years. According to the Property and Environment Research Center, reviews for mechanical thinning can take over 5 years, and reviews of prescribed burns can take over 7 years, which makes good forest management much more difficult. While many are blaming these specific policies for the current fires, it's not clear that these rules contributed to the severity of the fires that are burning today. As according to Luca Carmigiani, a researcher at San Diego State University, the hillsides currently burning are not areas where controlled burns would typically be done, as prescribed burns in areas like that are very hard to keep under control. The Santa Monica Mountains, where the Palisades fire is still burning, has been the site of over 500,000 acres of mechanical thinning over the last year. Due to the high winds, even the Pacific Coast Highway wasn't enough of a firebreak to prevent beachside Malibu homes from burning down. In today's video, let's look at the cost of these fires, why insurance companies stopped providing fire insurance in California, and how everyone, including people in other countries, might end up paying for all of this destruction. Before we go any further, let me quickly tell you about today's video sponsor, Morning Brew. As regular viewers know, a newsletter delivered 7 days a week. They give on how some of the major insurers stopped selling new home policies in California in recent years due to the risk of wildfires. Over 4 million professionals already read Morning Brew. It's 100% for how much the Los Angeles wildfires will cost. And experts are predicting that they will be the most expensive wildfires in US history. You can't really compare these fires to others, as wildfires usually burn in much more remote locations. Last March, for example, a much larger wildfire in the Texas Panhandle burned more than 1 million acres, but fewer than 150 houses were burned due to its rural location. The LA wildfires are better compared to events like Hurricane Katrina in 2005, which left 400,000 people homeless and caused $161 billion in damage, or Hurricane Harvey, which flooded Houston in 2017, causing $125 billion in damage. Hurricane Helene last year caused nearly $80 billion in damage from Florida through to North Carolina. AccuWeather has estimated that the fires may cost as much as $275 billion in damage, and estimates from Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs say that the insurance industry may lose as much as $40 billion. At present, around 12,000 buildings are damaged or destroyed in Los Angeles, which is fewer than the 18,000 burned by the Camp Fire in Northern California in 2018. The LA homes are, however, much more expensive than the ones burned down in 2018, as the average home in Pacific Palisades is worth $3.4 million, and the average home in Altadena is worth $1.3 million. It's worth noting that a big part of the home value is the value of the land it's built on, and so a $3 million home might really be a $1 million structure on a $2 million plot of land. So reconstruction cost might be significantly below of the home value is the value of the land it's built on, and so a $3 million home might really be a $1 million structure on a $2 million plot of land. So reconstruction cost might be significantly below overall home value. The problem in Los Angeles, though, is the scale of the disaster. If 1 or 2 houses burnt down, you might be able to rebuild them for $150 a square foot. But when 12,000 homes need to be rebuilt all at once, there are not enough workers or building supplies available, and prices could more than double, meaning that many people who had insurance may find that they were still underinsured. Insurance won't necessarily cover the full cost of rebuilding for very high-end homes either, as in recent years, many insurance companies withdrew from writing policies in many of the affected areas, and the state-backed insurer of last resort caps coverage at $3 million per residential property. I'll explain in just a moment how state price control regulations led to the non-renewal of thousands of home insurance policies in California. Apart from the cost of buildings, government funding will be needed to repair and reconstruct damaged infrastructure. Things like roads, power lines, water infrastructure, schools, and police stations will all need to be rebuilt or repaired. The fires will affect employment and productivity in the state too. The people who have been evacuated are unlikely to be able to work while they get their lives back in order, and many service jobs in the affected area are likely to temporarily disappear too. The fires haven't hit many
There is no dispute.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Our wills align.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Tempest future, scumbag.
Minions have spawned.
The shadows. Press on. With balanced steps. So I go. With honor.
First blood.
I find them unworthy. Without a sound. There is no dispute. Our wills align.
An ally has been slain.
lost equilibrium. Immediately. Press on. It must be done.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Tread carefully. Balanced steps.
Slain.
So I go. Our wills align. Target marked. There is no dispute. Shadows. Press on. Tread carefully.
Taking necessary action.
Balance steps.
Enemy killing spree.
Without a sound.
Don't be suspicious.
Has been slain. Ally has been slain. Executed. Shut down.
With honor.
Enemy killing spree.
So I go.
An ally has been slain.
Here's a mushroom with your name on it.
Our wills align. There is no dispute. From the shadows.
An enemy has been slain.
Follow the river. Immutable.
Enemy rampage.
Tread carefully.
Ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain.
With balanced steps. Press on.
Turret plating will soon fall. An enemy has been slain.
So I go.
An enemy is unstoppable.
It must be done. There is no dispute.
Shut down.
the shadows. Target marked.
Shut down.
Understood. Tread carefully. Balance steps. Our will align. Press on. Without a sound.
Cranium blast.
There is no dispute. Immediately.
Has been destroyed.
Shadows.
Has been destroyed.
Our wills align. With balanced steps. Press on. So I go.
Zippy! Yeah!
Tread carefully. There is no dispute. Shadows.
An enemy has been slain.
Always happy to lend a hand.
Our wills align.
Ally has been slain.
With balanced steps.
An ally has been slain.
Without a sound. Press on. So I go. Tread carefully.
An ally has been slain.
There is no dispute. From the shadows. With honor.
An ally has been slain.
Immediately.
Enemy killing spree.
Lives on.
It must be done. With balanced steps. Without a sound. Press on.
Peacemaker protocol initiated.
So I go. Tread carefully.
Killing spree.
There is no dispute. A shadow.
An ally has been slain. You have been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Immediately. With balanced steps.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Our wills align. Enforce equilibrium. Target marked.
Gotta run.
Press on.
An enemy has been slain.
Understood. So I go. Tread carefully.
An enemy has been slain. Enemy rampage.
With honor.
Shut down. Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain.
There is no dispute. From the shadows.
An enemy has been slain.
With balanced steps.
Your inhibitor has respawned.
Our wills align.
Gotta run! Heads up!
Enemy killing spree. An ally has been slain.
Look at that one!
Gotta
duck!
Dazed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Has been destroyed. Defeat.
Major centers of employment like factories or office buildings, but Goldman Sachs estimates that the fires will knock between 15 and 25,000 positions off the Labour Department's employment report for January, which is less than occurred during Hurricane Helene last year, after which people quickly returned to work. California is already a very expensive place to live, and loss of housing will only make that situation worse in the short term, as people who lost their homes look to rent a place to live while they rebuild. The high demand for rental properties will push prices up. A lot of the houses that were destroyed in the fire were built during California's post-war building boom in the 1950s. Due to planning rules, it's been very difficult to modify these homes over time or build any new ones. The city might take this opportunity to ease its housing shortage by zoning for denser mixed-use neighbourhoods. Otherwise, people will likely just build bigger and more luxurious homes where their old home used to be, as that's what generally happened after other fires. While the cause of the fires is still unclear, a number of lawsuits have already been filed against Southern California Edison, blaming them for the Eaton fire, the second largest ongoing blaze. Shares in California utilities have all sold off year to date, as investors worry about the risk of massive lawsuits, as California's law of inverse condemnation liability could make them liable for damages if the blaze started from their equipment, regardless of whether the utility behaved negligently. This rule was used against PG&E, forcing the company into bankruptcy after it was found liable for billions of dollars in damages after the 2018 Camp Fire, which killed 85 people. Warren Buffett warned in his 2024 letter to investors that California utilities may be uninvestable because of the risk of this type of lawsuit. Even if Edison International is found liable for the Eaton fire, it still is unlikely to go bankrupt like PG&E did because of its participation in California's $21 billion wildfire fund that was established in 2019, offering the potential for faster compensation for victims of utility-caused fires, but gave protection to participating power companies should they be hit with massive claims. The Wildfire Fund essentially acts as a form of reinsurance, but it only covers claims against the 3 utilities that agreed to contribute to it, and only pays out if the utility is found liable for causing the fire. This fund won't compensate victims of the Pacific Palisades fire, as Pacific Palisades is served by the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, which is municipally owned and opted not to participate in the fund. No cause for the Palisades fire has been announced yet, but investigators are allegedly focusing on human-caused factors rather than power utility equipment. California law requires insurance companies to hold adequate reserves to pay out claims even in extreme situations like these fires. For that reason, this event is not expected to push any insurance companies into bankruptcy. California has had a homeowners insurance crisis, which has been building for years. It started with a 1988 ballot initiative called Proposition 103, where voters decided to limit how much insurance companies could raise their rates. Under the rules, regulators had to approve premium increases and began requiring insurance companies to show that proposed increases were based on historic losses. They weren't allowed to use forward-looking risk assessment. The rules also limited insurers' ability to pass on the cost of the reinsurance they buy. Reinsurance is like an insurance policy that insurance companies themselves buy to protect against huge events like these wildfires, which could otherwise wipe them out. Capping prices below the level where insurance companies can make a profit might have sounded like a good way of keeping prices low, but it just caused the big insurance companies to pull out of selling insurance in California and others to stop selling insurance in the highest risk areas, where potential losses were greater than what they could charge in premiums. This all came to a head in 2023 when the state's 2 largest home insurers, State Farm and Farmers, said that they'd stop issuing new policies in California and cancel thousands of policies in Pacific Palisades, one of the areas destroyed in the fires. An estimated 10% of Californian residences have no home insurance at all, but if you buy a home with a mortgage, your bank will usually require you to insure it. So most people need to insure their home, whether they want to or not.
Sweat. Sweat is good. Sweat means progress, and progress needs fuel. That's why we're here, because in the end, we do it all for the love of sweat, body and fit, nutrition to fuel progress.
The FAIR Plan is a fire insurance program backed by the state of California for property owners who can't get private market insurance coverage. It caps coverage at $3 million, so some of the very expensive homes that have burnt down will be underinsured. These last resort plans are more expensive and provide less coverage than a typical commercial plan would, but they're needed in places where private insurance companies don't want to sell insurance. Demand for the California FAIR Plan has skyrocketed 164% since 2019 because of California's broken insurance market. If the FAIR Plan doesn't have the money to pay out all claims, it then collects money from all of the insurance companies that operate in California. This means that those who were able to get insurance in lower risk areas have to pay higher premiums to reflect the lack of insurance caused by price controls in high risk areas, which isn't really fair. But these types of distortions occur when you move away from free market pricing. Gavin Newsom did recognise the problems that the rules were creating, but one of the problems is that Prop 103 was almost impossible to change, as amendments required 2/3 approval in the legislature and then voter approval in a referendum. In 2023, Newsom took unilateral action and issued an executive order to stabilise the state's insurance market, and they recently finalised rules that gave insurance companies permission to pass along the costs of reinsurance to customers and to use forward-looking models that take into account the risk of wildfires in deciding on insurance rates. But even then, the state would only allow those changes if insurance companies also agreed to meet a certain quota of policies in disaster-prone areas. So once again, a market distortion where low-risk homeowners are forced to subsidise high-risk homeowners. Market prices send signals telling consumers about the true costs of building and living in wildfire-prone areas, and government-enforced rules prevent those signals from being sent. California's failed attempt at price controls left homeowners unable to adequately insure themselves in the face of growing wildfire risks. Florida similarly has a home insurance crisis, with insurance companies fleeing that state, going out of business, or choosing not to renew policies in high-risk areas, citing legal costs, fraud, and climate change. A 2017 Florida Supreme Court decision allowed courts to award a plaintiff's attorney 2.5 times their hourly billing rate when courts rule in favor of policyholders. This resulted in an explosion of insurance lawsuits in Florida, and today roughly 79% of home insurance lawsuits in the United States now occur in Florida, despite the fact that only 9% of home insurance claims happen there. It's easier for insurance companies to just do business elsewhere, and so they leave. On January the 8th, the president declared the LA wildfires to be a major disaster and approved federal aid to help pay short-term costs such as debris cleanup and emergency protection. Victims of the California fires are eligible for a small payment for necessities like food and fuel, but this won't be the only federal aid provided. So far, long-term aid has not been announced, but FEMA has been critical for California's recovery in the past, having given the state $4 billion following 8 blazes between 2017 and 2021. It's worth noting that California pays more in federal taxes than it receives back in federal benefits, but this hasn't stopped some people complaining about federal payouts. In the coming years, insurance prices can be expected to rise in California and in other places susceptible to large-scale disasters like this. Insurance companies typically buy reinsurance policies so that they'll be able to survive should a disaster like this occur. The cost of reinsurance goes up.
Our wills align.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Tread carefully.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Must be done. From the shadows.
Minions have spawned.
Shine bright!
Without a sound. Immediately. With balanced steps. Enforced equilibrium. Tread carefully. From the shadows. Without a sound. With honor.
You have slain an enemy. An ally has been slain. Executed.
Press on.
An enemy has been slain.
Our wills align. There is no dispute.
An enemy has been slain.
Worthy. So I go. With balanced steps. Shadows. mercy for living.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Tread carefully. Without a sound. Target marked. Understood.
Has been slain.
Press on.
An enemy has been slain.
Our wills align.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
With honor. Immediately. With balanced steps. So I go.
An ally has been slain.
From the shadows.
Yes!
Without a sound.
Killing spree.
I find them unworthy.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
By the light!
An ally has been slain.
Press on.
Look out!
Tread carefully. wills align. There is no dispute.
Shut down.
Must be done.
Turret plating will soon fall. An ally has been slain.
With balanced steps. Immediately. So I go. Shadow.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Without a sound. Tread carefully. Press on. Our wills align.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
With balanced steps. Immediately. There is no dispute.
Enemy
So I
killing
go.
spree.
Enforced equilibrium.
Has been destroyed.
Step right up.
From the shadows.
I have suffered this for you!
Enemy has been
Get
Ally has been slain. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Without a sound. Press on. Tread carefully. Our wills align. With
An
balanced
enemy is
steps.
dominating. Shut down.
Right!
You have slain an enemy. Killing spree. Double kill.
So I go.
Banish the ship!
Immediately. Tread carefully. Press on. With balanced steps.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Will. With honor. Immediately. I find them unworthy. Understood.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been
From the
An
shadow.
enemy has been slain.
It must be done.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
Tread carefully. Press on. There is no dispute.
One more go!
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Our wills align. Immediately.
Go! Don't blink!
So I go.
enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill. An ally has been slain. Our tower is free. Your turret has been destroyed.
Tread carefully. Shadows.
Is unstoppable. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. A summoner has disconnected.
Up around the world as risk rises, losses increase, and the costs of reconstruction goes up. Reinsurance companies will have to make huge payouts for the LA wildfires, and this will likely push up reinsurance premiums both in California and in the rest of the world. So to a certain extent, everyone who buys insurance
Good morning. Hi.
My rare condition caused my brain to fall out the back of my skull. My brain went all the way down.
Asked me to. You may have heard.
Un cable y de repente ha empezado a botar toda la silla. La silla han botado y ha salido la gente pues, saliendo. La gente se ha empezado a caer también porque daba botes la silla. Hemos ido a ayudar todos corriendo como hemos podido. Hemos dejado los esquís abajo. Había tablas cayéndose.
The Medadas do not forgive or forget.
A demonstration of superior judgment. Tread carefully.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Immediately.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Enemy double kill. Minions have spawned. An ally has been slain.
So I go. Enforced equilibrium. Our wills align. From the shadows. There is no dispute. It must be done.
An ally has been slain.
Understood. Press on.
An enemy has been slain.
Tread carefully. Our wills
An
align.
ally has been slain.
With balanced steps. I find them unworthy. Shadows.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Press on.
An ally has been slain.
Tread carefully. Immediately. So I go. Target marked.
An enemy has been slain.
Without a sound. With balanced steps.
Enemy killing spree.
From the shadows. Our wills align. There is no dispute. Immediately. Tread carefully.
Shut down. Rampage.
Without a sound. Without steps.
Killing spree. Enemy rampage. Unstoppable.
Our wills align.
Killing spree.
So I go. There is no dispute.
Dominating.
Press on.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Immediately. Without a sound. Our wills align. So I go.
An enemy has been slain.
There is no dispute.
Ally has been slain.
Enforced equilibrium. Press on. With honor.
Shut down.
Immediately. Without a sound. Keep up.
My name.
Enemy has been slain.
Balance spots. Understood.
Shut down.
Tread carefully. From
An
the
enemy
shadows.
has been slain. Double kill. Has been destroyed. Shut down. Enemy rampage. destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret.
There is no dispute. So I go. I find them unworthy. Press on. Without a sound. Enforced equilibrium. With balanced steps.
An ally has been slain.
With honor.
An ally has been slain.
Immediately. From the shadows.
An enemy has been slain.
Our wills align.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Target marked. There is no dispute.
An enemy has been slain.
So I go. It must be done. Press on. Tread carefully. without a sound. Immediately.
An enemy has been slain.
Our wills align. From the shadows. So I go.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Tread carefully.
Killing spree.
Press on. Immediately.
Quadra kill. Your team has destroyed a turret.
From the shadows.
Ace.
Enforced equilibrium.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So I go. Our wills align. Press on.
Your
Tread
team
carefully.
has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Legendary. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.